And now let's step foot in a segment that is becoming the talk of the town, and that is Chit Chat with Manoj. He says, be happy, be cool, and life is too short to have grudges. Chit Chat with Manoj here on the Capitol Forum is conducted by that famous personality by the name of Mr. Manoj Singh of Caesar Productions. Who is his guest today, and what is their take-home message? What will their discussion be about? I, very much like you, don't know. Let's find out together.
Welcome to Chit Chat. I'm Manoj Singh. Hello, Adab, Namaste. On this show, we talk about important issues in the South Asian community. These are topics which are sensitive, hard to talk about, and also ignored because of our cultural background. But we all know we need to talk, we need to listen, we need to understand. But today, there's a change. It's a fun topic, and the topic I like, which is interior decoration. I know a little bit about interior decoration. I do like very nice homes and well done, less clutter. I also go to furniture stores, and what I'm seeing lately in the model homes and even in our own home when we are trying to go and purchase something, that the trend is contemporary. I also know that at least I feel good. It makes you feel young, and also choices of colors. I think they become quite earthly, and everyone has their own choices. But who am I to speak about it? I have two experts with me on this panel today. On my right is Vandana Narang. She's a professional interior decorator consultant. And on my left is Antoniya Singh. She is a recent graduate in interior decoration and also going to pursue higher studies in interior decoration. So thank you, both of you, for coming here. And so let's hear from them. So my first question to Antoniya. You're just coming out of college, so you must be knowing some of the latest things which are going on. What is the trend? And we hear everywhere now going green, use of environmental products. So please talk about it.
Well, in terms of style, I would say that contemporary is really the newest trend because its lines are so clean and it basically goes with anything. For example, if you're Indian and you like Indian art, furniture, you can mix it with contemporary. It would be clean, uncluttered, and you can still show your personality. And in terms of the green design, more and more people are going green these days because it's just so important for the environment. And there's two ways that you can classify a product as green: the way it's manufactured and is it local. So products can be anything. It could be flooring, it could be paint, furniture, appliances. The list is really endless.
Correct. Even the lights, I've seen bamboo flooring. And I guess it makes it more environmental friendly. So a question to you, Vandana. I like contemporary, but I do want when someone comes to my home, since I am from South Asia or India, a little bit touch of our own heritage, and how do we mix that in a modern design?
Sure. I think it's very important for us to reflect our heritage in our decor and in our homes. I would break that down into 5 categories. One would be wall color and wallpaper. It's the simplest way to incorporate some of the rich colors that of our heritage. And for inspiration, I would suggest we just open our closets and look at the beautiful saris and fabrics that we have in our closet for the inspiration there. The wallpapers are very beautiful these days, and they have the paisleys and the architectural details that may reflect the Indian subcontinent and its culture. The colors, you can go either way. You can go into earth tones or the jewel tones. That's, I think, depending on your taste and what you're trying to achieve. The second thing I would say is fabrics. The fabrics that you choose for your sofas and chairs will also reflect your heritage. As you know, I mean, fabrics are a million, gazillion different styles. And but if you go towards the colors and the patterns that appeal to your Indian sensibilities, then that's one way to achieve that as well. Of course, India, the Indian subcontinent, is known for its carpets. We've been weaving carpets ever since the inception of carpet making. So that's one of the most basic ways to center your room, is to have an Indian, or actually from all different regions in the Indian subcontinent, you have different styles of carpet weaving.
Right.
And so that is the third way that I would suggest to incorporate an Indian decor, or reflect your heritage. The other most obvious way is to incorporate artwork. Artwork can be contemporary or traditional, and it can be used in both ways. If you have a contemporary style in your furnishings and in your room, it's okay to use traditional pieces of art. And art can be painting, sculpture, architectural detailing, and like I said, if you have a traditional decor, you can do contemporary for artifacts, or vice versa. If you have a contemporary decor, you can use traditional. So and art should reflect your taste, what you want for people to see, what is your interest. And the fifth way that I think is not necessarily a tool in terms of a decor item, a color, or a furniture piece, but it's something you mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
Manoj, which is decluttering. I know many Indian homes tend to have many photographs of their families, which we all love our families, but you have to be able to pare down the clutter that we have, not have all the collectibles out, not have all of your little knickknacks out, because then you won't allow your actual furniture pieces and your decor to shine. So if you really want people to take note of your room and of your decorating efforts, please try to declutter and simplify the room so that your art pieces, so that your fabric choices, the wall colors will actually speak for themselves.
That is a good headway to a question. I mean, this is personal choice. Again, I agree with Vandana that I like a good arrangement of the furniture, less clutter, and less is good is my formula, and maybe one or two good artifacts, expensive artifacts. So, Antonio, what is your approach in designing a space? You're given a room or a size, and they come in different shapes and sizes.
I would say the number one thing to do is to just get to know the person and interview them. Get to know if they like hiking, or they like the city life. Did they grow up on the beach, or did they grow up on the mountains? For example, I did a design for a lady that was from Greece, and I try to incorporate a lot of columns and blue colors just to remind her to her home.
Yeah,
I think that's the most important thing, because you can't design for somebody you don't know.
correct. The little I know, colors also make a big difference. And when I come home, this is my, again, personal preference, and you both know more than me, is after a hard working day, and when I'm tired, stressed, I would like lighter colors. And maybe when I'm in a party mood, maybe in my basement, I could have real bright colors and lights going and all kinds of stuff. So I think colors also make a difference. In fact, I was reading the reuse of mirror makes the room bigger. And another thing I was surprised was even the color black makes the room bigger.
Or darker colors
Darker
in general.
colors. So what are your perspectives? How do you use any of these techniques?
I would say black, no, because black is really, a strong color.
Okay.
Maybe
okay.
just darker colors in general.
Okay.
And white makes the space look large as well. That's why a lot of people just do white.
Okay.
I think the use of mirrors is definitely a very obvious choice,
Yeah.
because it reflects the room. So you're actually making the room look bigger. And the other thing I think is people overuse draperies. It's nice to let the natural light in. The natural light will actually make your space much bigger. because it's being illuminated in a natural way. So that's something I would definitely suggest.
Yeah, I think we also agree. Lately, in a lot of rooms, we have shades rather than the curtains to make the room a little cleaner and softer. So, Vandana, what are some of the sources where you can get a South Asian art in our DC area?
Well, actually, you would be surprised. There's so many retail outlets that import from India artifacts, artwork, pieces of furniture. Some of them that come to mind are Pier 1, Z Gallery. Even at your department stores, you sometimes find Indian motifs or Indian subcontinent motifs, and that would be like, let's say, the Buddhas and the Paisleys and the wood carvings. So there are many, many outlets locally for us to achieve decor that reflects our heritage.
I would add the World's Market to
World
that.
Market,
They have
absolutely.
really good
Beautiful
stuff there.
stuff. Yeah. And going back to the space planning, I think the one thing that I try not to do is to box in a room. I think people tend to have sofa, chair, and it just closes in the room. So if you want the room to look bigger, open it up. Have different seatings, different groupings, so that you have different conversation centers, and you're not just boxing everyone in, because that just closes the room off, no matter how large or big it is.
Okay. Any last minute closing comments? 30 seconds each.
I would say just simply design from your heart and try to be sustainable, environmental cautious.
Yeah, it's
Good-
very
good point,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, and I would say decorate your own style. So remember what's important to you, and let your decoration and your home reflect that, and not just what someone else is telling you to do.
Agree with that. So that is it for today. It was a interesting topic, and if you want to contact them, you can contact me, and I'll provide their information. And I hope you enjoyed this show. Thank you both for coming. And that is it for today. Like you saw, we only had few minutes. We can talk about this topic for hours. So please provide us feedback, and let us also know what topics we should talk about on this show. Again, life is short. Have fun. Take it day at a time. Goodbye, and all the best.